Alright YouTube, this vlog I'm very excited to make and I'm surprised.
Next time on the LEGO Jones Beach D-Universe.
All these great ideas I have for this Pokemon movie pitch in my head, so I'll get right to it. This Pokemon movie pitch I'm thinking of and have conjured the idea when talking to myself in my head is about a Pokemon movie with the Pokemon of the Sinnoh region, Generation IV, which was the first generation of Pokemon that I discovered back in 2007, so I was about 6 years old. Well, I think I discovered it in like 2008 or 9, so I guess slightly after, but anyways, that's besides the point. This generation is really cool, and to give a bit of backview before I go into what this Pokemon movie is about, well, I'll start with what the movie's about. It's Pokemon kind of equivalent and idea of the upcoming Dune Part 3 movie, which I am so excited for. As no. Side note, this won't be too much about Dune Messiah with the Pokemon characters because I haven't fully finished Dune Messiah and I don't know how Dune Part 3 is going to go because I imagine we'll borrow inspiration from other books of Dune, and Revenge of the Sith is sort of the Star Wars Dune Messiah apparently, so it's enough of the background. Let's dive into So yeah, Gen 4 is a ton of cool Pokemon. Side note, with this Pokemon movie pitch, not that this is a rule, but it won't have any of the legendaries in it because I feel like they create their own movie that I'll make for another day, because I've already talked about a Darkrai movie pitch with live action Pokemon, which I'm hoping will come out because the Darkrai movie was great. But I feel like with like Palkia, Dialga, Giratina, and the other so on and so forth legendaries, that they kind of just don't really fit for this movie pitch idea I'm creating, and you'll see why shortly as I talk about some of my plot points and theories or ideas for this movie. However, I will say that I know they're not legendaries, but Rotom and Garchomp are absolutely in this. Like, I know Rotom is not a legendary at all, but I've always kind of felt like he had legendary vibes. Even though Rotom Wash Water Electric kind of bothers me because, you know, another certain Water Electric. Yeah, Lantern's getting his own movie pitched by Jones Beach. So back to Sinnoh region. So the start of this movie is Empoleon, who is sort of the arguable if it's protagonist, because though he's clearly the main character, he's also the antagonist. No, he is not an anti-hero. He is a villain who thinks he's a hero. So, in this case, for this, he's clearly a protagonist character that is terrible and evil and follows his journey. So that's why he's the protagonist of this movie. So I know you guys must be wondering, when did Empoleon become like, you know, such this evil character in Jones Beach's Pokemon movie pitch that's based on Dune 3 and Revenge of the Sith? I'll tell you how. It all started with his Piplup journey, where he has, surprisingly, what you would not expect, a great Piplup childhood. He had all these wonderful Poke friends. Then as he evolved into, I forget his evolution's name, but yeah, one of the awkward middle of stage evolutions, he sort of had rocky up and down forth between which path he wanted to take. And even before he fully evolved or went into his Empoleon journey, he was already decided that when he comes to the Emperor Empoleon, that he's not using his power for good. He's using it to take over the Sinnoh region, which is exactly what he does, and not even in a long time span. He does it shortly after he fully evolves into Empoleon, but he doesn't do it right away because he wants to sort of build trust and build the Sinnoh region's loyalty to help his rise to power, and that's exactly what he does. And now we've entered the Sinnoh region, which is looking to become replaced by the Hoenn region, and the reason for that is because Empoleon's character in this movie, he loves water because he's the water type, and he wants to rule the sea, so he wants it to be like Gen 3 where it's so much water, and he does that also to take down his opposing threats, which are Infernape and Torterra, who, yes, they go down immediately because Empoleon has also learned to conjure up blizzards thanks to his, not really his friend, but the character he's using against the Sinnoh region, Glaceon, who creates a blizzard, which, yeah, you can imagine how Torterra goes in a blizzard, 4 times weak to ice, but even still, it's not just Torterra. There's like grass types were knocked out by this blizzard. So grass types were also seen as a helpful element to sort of balance out Empoleon's power, even though at first they thought he was going to rise to good for the Sinnoh region, but they still wanted to keep grass and types just in case something like that happened. But Empoleon was 10 steps ahead of them, and yeah, grass types are gone in this region, and so are fire type fighting Infernape, who although sort of kind of could have gotten pretty good chance of defeating Empoleon. So the Sinnoh region Pokemon want to rise up and take back from him. And the way they find this is the useful character Garchomp, who theoretically could destroy Empoleon, but Empoleon spared him in this blizzard because, Garchomp knew that Empoleon was going to take over with his blizzard, and they made an agreement where Empoleon would spare Garchomp as long as Garchomp ends up being his faithful servant, which he surely enough does, and he's kind of like, actually more than his faithful servant, Empoleon's right-hand man and guy in the chair, so he leaves the future Pokemon to Empoleon to meet their demise. But all hope is not lost because a certain character rises to the occasion and wants to overthrow Empoleon, and he's had a past record of being the Pokemon Mayor, and this is of course Gallade. And remember how I said Empoleon knocked out all the grass types and all grass type moves? That does not include Rotom's grass lawnmower form because Rotons are also ghosts, so they're able to avoid this through Empoleon's wrath. And Rotom in his Pokédex discovers Gallade, who secretly has the Leaf Blade, which I know Empoleon's not terribly weak to grass because obviously he's water steel, but type matchup's not really the point here, but more so the key to unlocking other grass types who will take down Empoleon, such as Mr. Sceptile, who in the home region, as you guys remember, had the Pokemon sci-fi movie where Sceptile was the hero of the movie and was trying to help his Poke Village from Deoxys and Rayquaza, who were doing so much damage, not even intending to do it, but yeah, those two have a big problem. Empoleon knows what he's doing. And yeah, so much to the point where he's managed to even use Spiritom's no weakness thing at the time to prevent Rayquaza and Deoxys from coming down. And honestly, they don't even care. So it's up to Sceptile to help take down Empoleon. He's leading a conspiracy against Empoleon through other Pokemon regions, even as far as the Kanto region, the first generation, as you guys all know, which Empoleon believes went extinct in the Pokemon War, which this is bouncing off that theory, so that absolutely is canon to this Jones Beach Pokemon movie that I'm making up as I go on, and boy oh boy, I'm really liking it. So from there, I'll say Sceptile was a very big threat to Empoleon, and Empoleon thinks he can take Sceptile down with his ice types, and he almost does, but Sceptile proves he is not going down without a fight and is hard to kill. So yeah, at that point, Sceptile gets some backup, but Empoleon's not going down yet, or nor is he easily. So yeah, this has been this Jones Beach Generation 4 Pokemon movie pitch, so I'm going to conclude it here. Thank you guys so much for watching this vlog. I hope you enjoyed my movie pitch and my story ideas, so stay tuned for more soon, and goodbye.